Hey there, BookTube. This is my second half of March wrap-up. I was waylaid from doing it in early April, and so here I am to finish up March Mystery Madness and the last 3 books I read that month. I have my coffee. You should have coffee if you don't, but you can if you want. I don't care. So, the last 3 books I read, in order, were Final Girls by Riley Sager, who is really some dude. I looked it up and I can't remember now. And so there's been a lot of talk about Final Girls. This is of course a novel. It's a murder mystery in which a bunch of women who have survived previous trials and tribulations from serial killers or mass murderers who are final girls, they're being targeted by someone and they're being killed by someone. So there's this whole thing of them trying to get together and to figure it out. I had a lot of issues with this book in the first half. I was like, are you really? This is where you're going? This is where you're going? This is where you're going. The main character was annoying. The secondary character was even more annoying. And so Quincy is our main character, and they take so many pills and they drink so much alcohol that it almost seems like it's a diary of alcohol abuse and drug addiction. So we follow that along, and then all of a sudden at the very end there's a sharp turn which makes it worth reading, but it doesn't make it good. I'm sorry. My dog has her new squeak toy, and there will be no denying her. So if you hear crinkling, that is who it is. It's Sassy eating her new orange. Can I see your orange? Can I show people your orange? No, she's not going to let me show you her orange. So if you like murder mystery thrillers with a good twist at the end, it's a great book to read. However, if you need to care about characters and you have a problem with constant using of drugs, which I usually don't, but it's like they took Xanax every 3 seconds. Who gets this much Xanax? And the premise of the woman of Quincy, you know, having turned her life around, and now she does internet baking for a living, although she's living off of a magical stipend that was set up by another final girl. Too many plot holes, could have been a lot bigger. So if you like the genre and you want to read it, fine. It's good, it's quick. But if you want really good writing, it's not one of the ones I'd throw down. Then I read The Good Daughter by Alexander Burt Alexander Burt, who apparently wrote a book called Remember Mia. Yeah. You know what? I read this at the end of March and I don't remember anything about it. I remember that I read it, and I remember that I thought, is this where it's going? I seem to have that problem. I love reading mysteries and I love reading thrillers. Both of them entertain me. Murder mystery, like cozy murder mysteries, don't entertain me. Give me the thriller kind. I want blood and guts and gore and all kinds of weirdness. But this, no. Okay, so Dahlia Waller's childhood memories consist of stuffy cars and seedy motels. I remember that, and I remember there's a twist to this, and I remember that parts of it were really well written and it was really easy to read. I don't actually remember the plot, so I don't know that I can recommend this to you. It seems to me people really liked Remember Mia, so maybe you should read that if you want to try her out. Oh yeah, the farm. There's a farm in this. There's this magical farm. Yeah, no. Quite frankly, I probably should have DNF'd the thing, but I didn't because I owned it. And I remember seeing it and wanting to get it and then not getting it. Like, you know what I mean? Like you see it a few times and you're like, oh, I should pick that up, or I should pick that up, or I should get that. That looks really interesting. Then I finally bought it and it sat around for a bit, and then I picked it up during March Mystery Madness because it's a mystery. And I was like, yeah, I finally get to read this. I'm going to force myself to read it. Or rather, I'm going to force myself to put it on the TBR, because the TBR is constantly evolving and tricking itself out. So it was like March Mystery Madness really helped me out with figuring out what I was going to read. And so I read that, and it was pure crap. Pure crap. I might have given it 3 stars, but it should have been 2 because it's less than a month later. I don't remember a damn thing about it. Last one I read was The Roanoke Girls by Amy Engel. I read it on my Kindle. It was my Kindle book of the month. I bought it during a Book Riot sale. I've seen it around. It's been around. And actually, not gonna lie, I liked it. The writing is iffy at best. The plot is like, what the hell happened here? So basically, the Roanoke Girls is a lineage of women in the Virginia area, and one Roanoke girl leaves and has a baby, raises her, but her depression takes over and she ends up ending her life, and this young girl who is now a teenager has nowhere to go. But the patriarch and matriarch of the Roanokes have decided they want her back. So they contact the police and have this girl come to live with them, and she meets her cousin, who is also a Roanoke girl, and apparently there's a whole big spiel about being the Roanoke girls, and there's many of them. And subsequently they die tragic deaths. So I was like, well, what's the mystery? We solved the mystery before it even starts. We know her mom killed herself. There's no iffiness about that. There's nothing really shady about it. Where's the mystery? Well, if you like V.C. Andrews, this is a book for you. It has all the incest you could ever want. It has a small town setting. It has secrets. It has deception. It has creepy old ladies. It has everything you need for a good murder mystery that's a thriller. And twists keep happening. Like, I'd say spoilers when I just said everything like that, but that's not a spoiler. It's gonna keep coming at you. At one point, you get to it and you're like, where's the mystery? It's not happening. There's no thrill. Okay, so she liked this dude and they're gonna get back together, whatever. And then it happens, and it keeps happening, and you're like, where did it come from? Why is it still going like this? Who did what now? And that is the best part of this book, is that it keeps doing that, and it keeps doing that until you are done. And I think that's why I really liked it. I probably gave it between a 3 and a 4-star review, because if you don't like this style, it's not going to be fun. If you get squinchy about certain things, it might not be your style. But if you want a really quick paced read with a lot of twists and turns and just like whoas, then it's a book for you, because otherwise it's not going to be your thing. And actually, I'm going to throw this one in so I don't forget it. I finished it like the first day or 2 of April, so technically it should be in my April haul, but I read most of it in March Mystery Madness, and it is a mystery. It's crime fiction. It's out by Netsuo Kurino, and it's about 400 pages. This is a secondhand copy. I don't think you can get it brand new right now, but you can get it secondhand at a lot of places, and I have to say, I think this is why I only gave 3 to the Roanoke Girls, because this is a solid 4, or maybe a 4.5 out of 5. It is screwed up. It's not Japanese horror, but it is very Japanese. You can feel the Japanese. This story is about a woman who is being abused by her husband. She works in a bento factory making boxed lunches from the middle of the night to the middle of the morning. And she comes home. This is not a spoiler, it's written on the back, but just so you know, she comes home, her husband is being abusive, and she strangles him. And then she needs her friends from work, who are not really her friends. They're the kind of acquaintances we all have at work, where you know them and you talk to them and you might have interactions with them and know about their families, but you never talk to them outside of work. And so she gets her friends from work to help her dispose of the body, and insanity ensues. There's the underground, there's prostitution, there's all kinds of people killing all kinds of people. It's everything you want. It's mysterious, it's gory, it's wonderful. Now, the gore isn't over the top. There is a fair bit of gore because there's body dismembering, but it's not like gore porn. I'll put it that way. It's not going to be like The Human Centipede in book form. I haven't read anything like that. I haven't come across it, but I'm sure it exists. However, this one is a fair bit of gore. And one of the interesting things is someone says it's It's talking, oh yes, here we go. The New York Times said a scathing allegory about the subjugation of women in Japanese society and the secret lives they are forced to lead. I think that's taking it a bit far. I don't think this is an allegory. I think this is just a really well-written crime fiction, thriller, mystery thing that, yeah. And there is there's a chart in the front that you have to be aware of and keep referring back to on the currency exchange at that current time so that you can figure out what they're talking about, because when they say 10 million yen, it sounds like a shit ton of money. I'm swearing all over the place, but that's $80,000. So it is still a lot of money, but it's not $10 million. This one was translated by Stephen Snyder. So if you like Japanese stuff, horror, mystery, crime fiction, if you like crime fiction, if you like thrillers, if you like mysteries that are disgusting, check out this one. I don't want to forget about it, and I liked it a lot. So those are everything I got finished in March, and the one book that I finished in April so far. So April's not going to be very big, but there will be a massive haul, possibly several massive hauls. Not going to lie to you. That just happens sometime. But in March, I bought like 3 books, but April, off the charts. So I will see you again, probably in a little bit, not very long, for my April wrap-up and to do some hauling. Major hauling. I might also do a tag or 2. I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place right now, if you can't tell. But, bye everybody.